Strike three.
He shoots. He scores.
Welcome to another episode of the podcast that does not associate themselves with Kanye West. How are you doing, Gary?
Let's not go that far, dude. If you want to get a sponsor from us, you can get one.
Nah, dude, we cut ties with him.
You did, dude. He's doing shit for me. This one's also brought to you by Atomic Pumpkin from Voodoo Ranger.
Dude, I wanted to try that beer so bad. I haven't tried it yet.
It's so goddamn good.
Yeah?
So good. Fire. Yeah, dude. I'm enjoying all this I don't know, the pumpkin stuff, dude. I'm a fall guy.
Me too.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a white girl at heart, dude. I love pumpkin spice. I drink White Claws.
Yeah.
I love wearing beanies. Like a little bit of cold weather, bro. I'm wearing a hoodie. I'm wearing a beanie. And if I had a pair, I would wear a pair of Uggs. So Uggs, if you're watching this podcast, which you probably are not, but I would love to be sponsored by Uggs.
Dude, I think if we could pick our sponsorships, yeah, Uggs would be nice. Non-athletic stuff for a sports podcast would be great.
Yeah, for sure.
Everything leisure.
Yeah.
Costco flannels, I would love those, dude.
Yeah. Manscaped?
The Manscaped, that'd be great.
That would be totally great, dude.
Yeah.
Maybe DoorDash, and we only talk about junk food and fast food.
Yeah, like DoorDash, we just order DoorDash. We don't deliver.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We're the Orno podcast.
Yeah, damn right, dude.
Black Rifle Coffee, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm glad the commercial finally came out after how many years?
How fun is that? That's usually the case. I don't know if you have this deal in your life where you're like, oh man, I did that. I totally forgot about that shit. Doing this footage. I had totally given up on that ever coming out.
Dude, I literally forgot about it too.
Yeah.
Until I saw the commercial, and I was like, "Oh right, I forgot we did that." And I was like, "Hopefully they don't cut me out." And I was like, "Yes, I'm at the end."
You know another reason I think I forgot it. I forgot that a little bit. The day before, I had worked a full shift in Denver, working retail, and then I had gotten the COVID vaccine, like the second Moderna one, right before I worked. So I was
an
ass. And then as soon as I was done with my shift, 10 p.m., I was like, all right, I got in the car, drove to New Mexico, slept in the car, and then that whole day, every time it was cut, I had to take a nap because I felt like I was gonna die.
Dude, so the thing is that you also worked with my partner Nora for what was that store they used to work at? It was the fish store.
Bass Pro Shop, yeah.
Yeah, you did a commercial, and then Nora was telling me oh my God, he was literally sleeping all the time.
Dude, I'm it's a habit of being overworked. Because those call times are 5 a.m. or whatever, right?
Yeah.
All right, and I think that one was because the store was closed, so it was 12 to 5.
Yeah.
And I was there was these massage chairs or wwhatever, they just have the whole store decked out. So me and this other actor went to these chairs and just passed out.
Yeah, dude. I was just man, Gary just feels comfortable in set, he's made for it.
I'll just fucking sleep, dude.
He just feels at home when he's on set, and you're just an artist at heart, Gary.
Bro, I'm just fucking dying. I think I got food after that. I forget where we went. I got Mexican ice cream. That's the only thing I ate all day. I felt like I was gonna pass out, so I ate the Mexican ice cream, and I was sleeping in the plate. And then I went to my car, and I was like, I have to drive back to Colorado.
Yeah, dude, I even offered you to stay at my place. I was like, bro, you can literally stay. You're like, nah, man, I'm going back home.
I think I had work the next day. That's why.
Yeah, I know.
But that's the life of an artist.
Yeah, that's true.
As they say. Just say
Oh
it. I
god.
don't know what I was thinking. Those are COVID fever dreams, dude.
Yeah. Like you just didn't even know the commercial happened. It was just one big COVID fever
Yeah, I
dream.
was like, dude, I was playing football again. There was a dude doing karate.
Dude, that was such a long day too. I was exhausted.
It was fucking hot.
Yeah, dude. I was so dark after that
Yeah.
commercial.
Oh, and like the tan lines were. It was oh
Yeah.
boy.
Yeah, dude. I think like my arms were really dark, but then my forehead was just like white just because I had the helmet on.
Yeah, it was like that, like the weird tan. I used to get like playing football where it's like your tan right here,
Yeah.
and then everything else. It was
Yep.
beautiful though. 10 out of 10 would do again.
Oh, for sure. It was so much fun, man. Like we had MMA fighter Caleb Ramirez there from Bellator. Then we had Gabe, who I had the podcast to shoot with, and he's now my barber. My head coach Nate was the stunt choreographer, and then the rest were just my training
Yeah.
partners.
It was fun, man. That was a lot of fun. I had one of the more fun shoots, despite like feeling like I was gonna die.
Yeah, at least we got sandwiches.
That was the best part too, man. It was some good sandwiches. You know, Master Ken kicking you in the nuts.
Yeah. Dude, I love that. How many takes did you have to do with that helmet? It was like like a bunch of
rip
takes
the
because it
helmet.
kept falling apart. Yeah.
Props to like just props people, dude. They work so hard on stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's so much work goes into that. Uh,
Dude, that was
so
intense.
I'm glad it's out and people can check that out. And it's kind of fun showing my parents today that watching football and everything. So
That's awesome. What's crazy is that I think well, I don't know if we were allowed to even say this. So let's just go on with the episode, I guess.
this is part of the episode.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. I was just like, I was gonna say something controversial on the show, but it's nah.
I mean, you cut out Kanye West, so I guess whatever. That's the controversy.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, we're a PC podcast,
I was
dude.
just gonna say, I mean, like we're the what other commercials have we done together? And none. I was like, oh, that was fun. We did that.
Yeah, I don't think we've done any other commercial right together.
Never.
Yeah,
So that was a blasty blast.
yeah. I think you worked with Nora more than you've worked with me.
I think you're right. At least like probably. I mean, waking hours. Who knows? Sleep versus waking
Yeah.
hours. Who knows?
Yeah, because I know you did a cannabis thing too with her, and then
Oh,
not very.
dude, yeah, every damn time I've been. Well, that's another story for another time. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Once my NDA expires, I can rip into my sports merchant stuff. But I go ham. Just give me like a couple months.
Yeah. How many? How long usually is an NDA?
This one's like 6 months, and then a year from my firing. I have like a non-complete clause, and then I can't work in like the cannabis industry right now for like medical marijuana cards.
Really?
Yeah, as like a spokesperson or like whatever. They spelled it wrong too, which was funny in the firing. It was like a non-complete clause. Which the irony is that like they were very big sticklers on typos. So that was poetic irony just right there, dude. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting because when you have an NDA, I mean, you can't talk about really anything, which I just did, and I don't really give a fuck about because no one listens to this. So
Yeah. That's amazing. I love that.
I think I'd have bigger fear if it was like Coca-Cola or something like that.
Yeah, for real.
I was like, whatever.
Yeah. I mean, Does it even involve me if I say something or no?
No.
So I can say
Yeah,
shit.
you can say whatever you want.
Oh, okay. They never hired me, those fucks.
That's
I would have been a great comical writer for the website, dude. They missed
yeah,
out
they missed out on both of us. That's their fault.
for sure, dude.
That goes for anybody.
As you drink a pumpkin beer.
Yep. Sunday, babe. I
Yeah.
I got this feeling. Like we're getting into our episode. We wanted to talk about the World Series. I know, guys, it took us 10 minutes to get in, but we had some stuff we had to get off our chest. We just wanted to talk about the World Series because I think this is kind of interesting that we have like the cheaters again in the World Series. You know, is there going to be an asterisk on this World Series as there's been like questions on the others? Is this going to go down like the 1919 World Series? You know what I mean? Where like if they build it, they will come. Talking about the White
Yeah.
Sox, Shoeless Joe Jackson, famous movie, not Children of the Corn. Build a frames. There we go. What are your feelings on the Astros?
Well, I think it's like modern day romance nowadays, you know what I mean? Like it's just like two cheaters are just I don't know, there's just nothing special about
Yeah.
it, in my opinion. But uh, I had something that I was gonna say and I totally just blanked out of it. Damn. But yeah,
We're
yeah,
on our
that's
A
how,
game
that's
today, guys. Just
I just moved yesterday, okay? So I'm like
You're
exhausted.
like me on that New Mexico shoot, dude. You're just like me on the Black Rifle shoot. You're just dead.
Yeah, I'm just dead, bro. My back hurts. Uh, but yeah, when it, I had something, and it literally just blanked as soon as you asked me
Yeah.
that question.
Because I was like, is it special now? Like, because you're like, all right, we've had so many like cheating incidents and so many scandals in baseball.
I
Yeah.
remember. So I feel that if you have two teams that are notorious for quote unquote cheating, you should make the baseball go by like death match rules. You know what I mean? Like barbed wire bats. You need like the ball's on fire. Like it's like what's that game? MLB. It's not Blitz. It's Slugfest.
Mm.
Yeah, I think it's MLB Slugfest. You remember that game? Yeah, like Sub-Zero with like an ice bat, and he like hits it for a home run. It becomes like an ice ball, and then Scorpion catches it with his like little like. It's a fever dream. It's almost like an acid trip, but it was such a great game,
Like
and that needs to happen
that's
for this World
that's
Series.
that's G Baby's way he's gonna solve cheating in baseball. Just order
Yeah,
combat
dude,
characters.
don't get me started on football, baby. Tom Brady, I see you, dog.
It's like how do you even stop that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Dude, and the way I feel about it, I've kind of been like, fuck the Astros the past like 5 years. You know,
Yeah.
but there's like to a certain degree, I'm like, is it cheating or are they actually just that fucking good too? You know,
They're really
Yeah.
good. I mean, I was so bummed because like one, the Rockies didn't even make to the playoffs, but then second, I was just like, damn, I guess I have to root for the Yankees in the
Mhm.
playoffs because well, whatever. Because like I don't care about San Diego. I don't care about. Well, I like the Dodgers a lot too. Other than that, I was just like, man.
Yep. Do you think San Diego actually does mean a whale's vagina?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
San Diego, does it mean whale's vagina?
Yes.
Okay. Just want to clarify.
It's first grade Spanish,
Okay, just
bro.
clarify. I have a Spanish-speaking friend here, so I heard it in that movie Anchorman, so I just wanted to clarify. So it's Wells Vagina Padre. So Wells Vagina Dads is what it roughly translates to.
Yeah, and it's pronounced Santiago.
Okay. Just clarifies things, and then you have the Los Angeles. What is a Dodger? Some of his baseball teams from like the 1900s.
Well, I guess like because they came from like Brooklyn, right? So they were dodging bullets, and now they're in Compton, so they're dodging even more bullets. Because if they go back to Brooklyn, now they're just going to be dodging lattes.
Is a Dodger a thief? The only thing I associated with was like the Artful Dodger, like Oliver Twist.
Oh,
You know,
that's very intellect
you
of
know,
you.
Brooklyn Dodgers. I don't know. Just curious. You know.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk about like sports team names, and it's like the New York Knicks, like short for Knickerbockers, but like I don't even know what that means, and it almost sounds like a
I
slur.
think God, I want to say that was like a person from New York. It was like a Knickerbocker, right?
Really? Is that
Yeah.
what it is?
That's what I would say. I'm curious. We should look that up and do a whole podcast on it. But you know,
Yeah.
point being, dude, the Astros. I'm like, there's like moments with World Series where I'm like, oh, I gotta watch it. And like this, I watched a game and I watched when Justin Verlander was starting, and that guy has been fucking. It's so unreal to watch him pitch, dude.
Yeah. And you know, it sucks because like I say I don't care for either of the team, but so far this World Series have been so entertaining. It's been 1-1. Even my father called
Yeah.
me. And he usually never calls me. I call him because he's like, oh, you know, he's busy. But like what he called me and I was like, uh-oh, something went
Yeah.
wrong. And he just called me. He's like, have you been watching the World Series? It's been nuts. I was like, is that what you're calling me for? Yes, I have been watching it. It's been pretty nuts.
Dude, I love that sports relationship. This is one thing I loved about like starting this podcast with like the sports relationship you have with your family. Like I could go weeks without hearing from my dad about anything.
Yeah.
But when Notre Dame football's on, he's like, "Oh, did you see that?"
Yeah.
You know, and that's I think the World Series is one of those like baseball like. But I'm like curious, you know, with like this Astros thing, if they win. You know, are we going to see more people getting into baseball, or are people going to start checking out too?
Well, I have to give the credit to Houston and also have to give the credit to San Diego for making baseball exciting again.
What is
I feel like baseball has a star now with Fernando Tatis. And I don't think baseball had a star for a while. Because, like, back then while we were growing up, we were like, oh, Derek Jeter, Alex Rodriguez, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire. These were stars. Like, these were mainstream stars.
I think Aaron Judge, though, to piggyback, Aaron Judge this year has been pretty fun. In the periphery.
Yeah, that too.
You know, it's been fun watching in the periphery, like catching games and stuff. And gone to a couple games this year, but it's interesting to see like how is this like stacking up with like the legends and the stories of old. You know what I mean? Because baseball, like in America at least, is like football. You have like the 1920s, but it wasn't really pro, like taking seriously until the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? And then the World Series, like you grow up, I don't know if you had this feeling, like you grow up hearing stories of like Willie Mays and, you know, Murderers Row with the Yankees and everything else. And then even like we talked about the 1919 World Series fixing, you know, like how monumental, but like baseball is like, and maybe it's perfect for Halloween. It's like this sport that's like a zombie. It goes through so much shit. Like doping scandals, like collusion with owners to screw their own players, steroid scandals, strikes where they don't even have World Series, cheating scandals, bat scandals, all this crap. And people are like, yeah, this is still the funnest game.
Yeah, dude. I mean, like, we go back to like Joe DiMaggio. Like, wasn't he like married or like with Marilyn Monroe while she was having an affair with John F.
Who
Kennedy?
wouldn't though? Come on.
Yeah, bro. But think about that. Back then, that was crazy news. Like, just saying it now, that would be crazy news now.
I mean, if Margot Robbie was doing Joe Biden, that would be bonkers. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. While she's dating Aaron Judge.
You know?
Exactly, dude.
I feel like a more appropriate would be like maybe like Barack Obama or something.
No, dude. Biden.
Just Joe Biden, dude.
But if If she was like with like Donald Trump, we'd be like, "Yeah, okay, yeah,
You know
like we see that
how
happening."
crazy is that? You're like, oh yeah, I could see that with Trump.
Yeah,
Like I totally see that. But like think of Biden, like nah. That dude doesn't cool.
yeah. Yeah, that guy doesn't fuck.
No way, dude.
Nah, dude, he doesn't fuck. That should be the next quote on our T-shirt. Joe Biden doesn't fuck. Like unemployed commentators.
Dude, we get like so many right wing people wearing that shit.
Yeah, dude. And we're like, fuck. We need to make like a left wing
God
one
damn
now.
it. Like, oh, we're like, hell yeah, boy. You protesting.
Yeah, yeah. That's basically Master Ken's fan base.
You think any of those people think it's real?
I know.
You know how fast Master Ken is?
Yeah. Bro, I have people asking me, so like, what's like Master Ken's training regimen? And I was like, what do you mean? He's like he does train, right? I'm like, yeah, he does. And he's like, that's crazy, man. Do you train at the same dojo as him? I'm like, occasionally.
Jesus. Who was the other comedian you worked with on that?
Oh, Jamie
Is he
Kilstein?
based in New Mexico?
No, he's based in Austin now. Dude, he moved to Austin. Well, when I worked with him, he was living in Tucson. And then he moved to Austin, and he's starting two podcasts over there. He already
Yeah.
started one. And yeah, he's also killing it. I mean, I think as soon as he like saw like no value in the friends that he made over here, he just kind of like unfollowed
Oh,
everyone.
no. That sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care if it goes like out there. Like I just, a lot of the times he's like, yeah, like okay. So I was listening. Here's cheese, man. Anyway, so I was listening to his podcast with Tim Kennedy, right? Because I'm like, oh, Tim Kennedy's like awesome. Like I want to know more about him. And then like the fact that Jamie Kilstein was doing a podcast with him, and then he talks about how there are no friend, like he didn't really have friends until he moved to Austin because they all like he feels like someone is trying, like they all try to like get something out of him, and that's it. And I'm like, you literally did that with us. You literally did that with the jiu-jitsu community. Yeah, you got canceled. You reached out to some like jiu-jitsu brown or black belts. They gave you their friendship, and as soon as you got some momentum, you give them up. And discomunicado.
Hey, dude, that's how you do freshman year in high school. Everybody knows that.
For sure, man. I mean, I'm gonna do that in Santa Fe now.
What's it like being in Santa Fe versus Albuquerque?
It's funny, man. I felt like, well, for me, Albuquerque feels like my hometown now. Like, I love my friends there. Like, it reminds me of Puerto Rico in a way, because like, I go to sleep hearing gunshots and yells at night, and I'm used to that. You know what I mean? Like, that gives, like, that's culture, bro. Like, Albuquerque's cultural.
You gotta fire a gun in your backyard now just to...
Yeah. Yeah, here, I mean, as soon as I moved here though, I felt more inspired. People are nice here. I'm sure that it's kind of like the Boulder of New Mexico. It's very hipster. There are a bunch of writers here. I have a friend here whose name is J. Barton Mitchell, who wrote comic books, and he's a sci-fi novelist. He has like a podcast all out called Derelict. It's like sci-fi. It's really good. He's a great writer, and then you got George R. Martin that lives here. He has Meow Wolf and this other art gallery that's like a train or some shit. I haven't really checked it out
lives
yet.
in Santa Fe. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and a bunch of like actors and stuff, they live here, and I mean, it's nice. It's more expensive Surprisingly, I found an apartment cheaper than my apartment in Albuquerque, so I was like,
Yeah.
why not? But it's nicer. I think it's a lot more
Hmm.
safer. I just feel like Albuquerque is more like it's very Latino there.
Yeah.
You know what I
What's
mean?
Santa Fe? What's the demographic?
It's it's like if you're not a
Hmm.
starving artist, a starving white artist, then you're a retired white
Hmm.
person. So the demographics like uh service worker or retired.
So I'm picturing everyone wearing turquoise in some fashion.
Yes, for sure. Those are the turquoise hipsters, and don't be surprised if once I start wearing turquoise on the
Hey, I
podcast.
would love to see that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna wear like those big
Hmm.
cowboy hats. Like you see this screen, how usually cowboy
Yeah.
hats are like right here. I want mine to
Just a
be like
brim.
out. Yeah, just the brim, dude. And then like I wear a turquoise like bolo tie, and then I'm gonna have rings, like three rings on each finger where I can't even bend them. It would just be like
And you're gonna
texting
have
like
like a
that.
Meow Wolf season pass.
Yeah, and while wearing a Meow Wolf New Mexico
That would
United
be a lot
jersey.
of fun. That would be a lot of fun to be a part of that. Huh? You know,
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like Meow Wolf is like maybe like New Mexico's chief export right now.
Yeah, but then again, now that the Meow Wolf's in Denver and Las Vegas, is like, so what makes this different?
You know, I feel like maybe it's because it's the OG, and then
True.
they from what I've heard from people too, like who've been to all of them, they're like Santa Fe is the best one. Yeah,
Really?
maybe I don't know. It feels like
Okay,
they all got
okay.
different stories. Maybe I'm missing that though.
Have you stayed in Santa
Been
Fe
there
before?
one time. Just passed through. Didn't stay there. It was like we got food and did like a casting workshop. Yeah.
Okay.
Did that casting workshop and I was like, this didn't help me at all. Like all this shit where they're like, you need to go do this and like make connections. I was like, this didn't help me at all.
I feel like that's very like
Yeah.
Denver actor. They're like, you gotta go to this workshop, you gotta go to this workshop, and then you had like actors in LA that were just like an HVAC employee who was working on someone's house, and they were like, you know what, you're handsome, get on this film, and
It's
they're
the
like,
market, dude.
okay.
I feel like you gotta here. I've like got away from people who feel like, dude, you gotta go to classes, you gotta do all this, and it's kind of cyclical in some ways. Why don't we just go do shit?
Yeah. Yeah, or your headshot has to be this way, if not, you'll never get casted. And it's like, it's literally a picture of your face. How high
I
definition does
did
it
an
have to be?
experiment where I was like, all right, I'm gonna try like really nice headshots versus just shit I take myself
Yeah.
just to see. Like
How'd
there
that
was
go?
no change in work. I really was like,
Really?
there's no point. And I feel like most people won't admit that or something. They're like, you need to funnel all this stuff in your career. I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm doing other shit. If they want to hire me, they can hire me. That's what it looked like.
Yeah. Yeah, that's basically what a
Yeah.
headshot's for, bro.
It's kind of, yeah, it's done. Like, I remember,
Like,
like, doing these ones with, like, costumes, and I was like, yeah, I'll give it a try. And I was like, I'm never doing that again.
were you a
Everything,
police
dude.
officer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything, firefighter,
Yes, dude.
clown.
And then you're like, you look at them afterwards, you're like, oh, that's cool. But then you're like, this is kind of stupid. Like it just screams, like, I don't know what I'm doing. Yeah. I was like, I'm just
Oh
gonna
man.
do my own thing.
Yeah, I feel like that's what's best, especially nowadays. I feel like entertainment's just different now.
Dude, when it's like, I think I saw this, and I kind of want to close this out with this, but like talking about like content creation, like I saw this filmmaker on Facebook complaining about like toiling away for 4 years on this project and then like sending it out to all these festivals and just hoping people will see it. And then on the same vein being like, and then somebody like walks through a door wearing a scuba mask and gets like 3 million views on TikTok. I was like, yeah, you should probably like market your film on TikTok.
Yeah. Well, our attention span is very short, dude. Like, and I'm speaking as someone that has a short attention span. Like, lately, I don't have a living room couch anymore or
Yeah.
like the TV in the living room, and I put my TV in the bedroom because
Yeah.
I'm never in my bedroom. I get depressed if I'm in my bedroom during the day.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be there. So it forces me to like get away from the TV, and then I just dedicate my morning just to read. And like now I feel like I don't need to be as stimulated as I was for the past, maybe 19
It's
years.
different, I think, like depending on where you're at. You know, like there's moments like last night, I was like, I'm gonna watch a scary movie. I said, I watched, you know what I mean?
For sure.
But yeah, I totally feel it's like, dude, just put your shit out there. Like, put out you put so many TikToks out, put so many like podcasts like this just takes like 30 minutes of our time talking.
Yeah, and it's really just us catching up on a weekly basis because we're busy.
Dude. You know, like realistically, like if I wanted to, like a singular, it's like I could put out a podcast a day.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
Dude, you could do whatever the fuck you want. I think it's the best time to be an artist.
For sure, and I feel like Bukowski said it best, and it's that if you're just doing it just for the sake of getting known, then like stop trying. Because like if you're just not doing it just for the process and just loving the art and just keep on doing it, it'll like come out, but it just has to be like in you to just keep on doing it.
And I believe it was Bukaki who said, "I'm gonna come."
They say.
Sorry,
they're plural.
Misgendered the group. I'm just ending with a dick joke. There you go. Never gonna find work in this town, dude.
That's what we're unemployed. Never, dude.
So hey, closing thoughts. Who you got in the World Series?
I am going for Houston.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then in 90 years, they're going to be in a movie with like Kevin Costner's grandson, where they're in the last cornfield in Iowa, because the whole world's desolate in a climate collapse, and they're going to play baseball.
Damn, that was depressing. But
yes.
Question: do you think Houston Astros are going to become a dynasty?
Yeah,
right.
I think so.
Well, Nolan Ryan's somewhere out there.
He can do whatever he wants to. Nolan Ryan's the G.
Yeah,
favorite pitcher of all time.
Damn right, dude. And there's this other guy. I don't know what's his name. Fuck, I forgot it. There's this podcast I listened to about one of the greatest pitchers of all time, and I'm gonna look for it, and that'll probably be the next episode because I think it would be
Let's do it.
A great one.
All right, dude. Hey, appreciate you coming on. Appreciate you guys listening. We're gonna level with you guys. It's Halloween weekend. We've been working a lot with our kids. They're killing us. We're pretty tired. So we appreciate you guys being patient with us.
Yeah.
My kids, Jared and Alicia, have just been killing me. So thank you guys so much for listening and just loving us at Unemployed Commentators. Yeah.
Yeah.
So thanks, guys. I gotta go see my wife, Beth. Second family.
Yeah.